Hey, welcome in. Well, I guess the playbook is pretty clear these days. If you're a modern leftist and you hear something that you don't like, you try and have it removed from the world and erased from history, and you have to make sure that nobody can ever find out about it again. Because, I guess, feelings and, Marxism. But one thing this does show is that the identity politics is just a veneer. Because it doesn't matter what color you are or where you're from if you've got the wrong ideas. And it turns out Dave Chappelle has got the wrong ideas. And now his identity doesn't matter to them. Anyway, here we have the headline. Netflix protesters furious over Chappelle special attack man with "We Like Dave" sign. Oh, that sounds dangerous. A "We Like Dave" sign. He must be some sort of extremist. Maybe he's even an insurrectionist. It says here, some activists have called for Netflix to remove the controversial Dave Chappelle special. That's right, it's controversial. As you can see here, only 95% of the audience likes it. Because that's how you can tell when something's controversial these days, that everybody likes it. Except for a fringe group of activists. That is actually literally true now. If everybody except for a fringe group of activists likes it, it's controversial. That's literally true now. So what's going on here? Well, some Netflix employees staged a walkout because they are so displeased that Netflix is providing a service to its customers that its customers want, but they don't like. And they've made it clear they want the Dave Chappelle The Closer special taken down because they're offended by it, and Netflix hasn't done it yet. So they decided to stage a walkout. I'm assuming a paid walkout, by the way. And in the process of this, they clashed with counter-protesters supporting the comic's freedom of speech. And there's some video of it here. And it's not surprising they got angry because they don't like freedom of speech. They see that as extremism somehow. I don't know. It's just a part of the modern left's whole, we do the opposite of what we say. But anyway, let's take a look.
Why is he breaking my sign? Why is he breaking my sign? Don't you have free speech rights? Don't you have free speech rights as all of you? Oh, look, there's such a fire. He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! Oh, do you want me to drop my weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
And leave.
There's my weapon.
We're not trying to have any discussion.
I'm not disrupting anything.
You're talking We're trying not to have any discussion.
I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people. Dave Chappelle is a funny guy. I love Dave. I don't know why all the violence. I don't know why all the hate. I just love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle! It's funny. Dave Chappelle. They took my stick. My stick. They took it. My side. I need my poster board. It was $2.99. It was my money. What is that little guy doing?
Okay, so I love that guy. That guy is great. Who would you rather hang out with out of that crowd? That guy who actually took the whole thing with good humor, or a lunatic screaming? When we say that these people are deranged, this is what we're talking about. Okay, you had a sign on a stick. They ripped the sign off the stick and then accused him of having a weapon. He has a weapon because he was still holding the stick. But this is what CEOs have incubated in their own companies, trying to be cool, trying to be fashionable. Maybe some of them even believe all the woke stuff. Who knows? He's got a weapon. He's got a weapon. It's almost as if they believe they can just do anything and get away with it. I wonder why they believe that. And maybe because that's proved to be true so far. Because, apparently they can just do the exact opposite of what they say. They can accuse just this very well-humored guy who's on his own, who's surrounded by lunatics, who just ripped up his sign and are screaming obscenities at him. They can accuse him of being violent. I know, that's insane, right? That sounds like a lunatic screaming into a mirror and not even recognizing their own face. And that's exactly what it is. You can be sure that if one of these modern wokesters or progressives or far leftists, whatever you want to call them, if they accuse somebody of something, you can be sure that they themselves are guilty of that exact thing. When they accuse somebody of intolerance, they're being intolerant. Anyway, you heard what was going on in there. Quote, "Why is he breaking my sign?" The man holding the sign can be heard saying as protesters grab and smash it. Quote, "Don't I have the same free speech as you?" Well, this is the problem. For these people, that's just a non sequitur. What do you mean free speech? No, of course you don't have free speech. We have it. You don't. And of course, the insight that continues to elude these people is that if you can't change your mind, you don't have free speech either. And then, of course, they rip the guy's sign up and accuse him for holding a weapon because he's still holding the stick. That is actually comedy. That is hilarious. That is Monty Python. But what is the difference between these people? Well, you have one side that likes jokes, and you have another side that doesn't. What is comedy? Comedy is a pressure valve for society. Comedy allows us to talk about things, sometimes uncomfortable things, and work through them without going insane. And what do you notice about that counter-protester? He shows good humor through the entire ordeal. What do you notice about the Netflix employees that are freaking out? They don't show any humor. They certainly don't show any good humor. I don't think they have a sense of humor any longer. I think they've had to train themselves to not have one, because jokes are dangerous in that world. Somebody could be offended by it. And the left is very, very willing to go after its own. In fact, they seem to enjoy that more than anything. I mean, Dave Chappelle himself, he's pretty liberal. But liberal isn't enough. You need complete obedience. Again, it's dangerous to make jokes. Somebody could be offended. You could say the wrong thing. So what do you end up with? A humorless mob. And since comedy's out the window, well, they've still got anger. And you see plenty of that. Anyway, please go ahead and subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the audio version. It's on pretty much every platform, including iTunes and Spotify. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.